It's Ryan with QLZ. We are back in the green room, getting things rolling here. Band you're going to hear in the Art Spotlight next week, February 19th. A band called Chained Saint, and really new band out there. So new, the guys are still in high school, which is awesome. And we're chatting with Ethan today, the guitarist. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I appreciate you. Like I said, before we got rolling, appreciate you taking the time. Like you literally left high school, left class today, and 20 minutes later you're on here. You're on here chatting with me. So what's it like? Being a high school kid, obviously you guys have a new record that came out over the summer. You're doing some radio stuff right now, but what's it like going to school all day and then people like me want to ask you questions?
Well, I definitely find it very nice because I appreciate people being interested, and wanting to hear about it. But sometimes it is, a little tough, you know, going to school, trying to stay productive in school. We still have band practice later today, so you kind of just gotta stay focused. It's a lot going on. Thankfully, I'm getting to the end of it. Only a few months left, and then on the summer, I just can't wait. Just lock in on the band.
Are all four of you guys seniors?
No, I'm a senior. The other guys are freshmen in college now.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
you're the last one, and
guy,
then you get your adult freedom here in a few months.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Like I said, you guys, debut record came out over the summer. The track that we're replaying is called "Stronger," Stronger Than Stone, Blindside. For you guys, like it's really cool. And I don't ask a whole lot of bands, kind of like who got them into music or whatnot, but like I called high school football this year, did play-by-play for one of our sister stations for high school football, and interviewed a lot of seniors in high school, some juniors and seniors in high school this year. And with loving music so much, I asked them at the end, kind of like what they listened to before they play their games in the locker room, wherever it was. And I'm hearing bands like Metallica, The Grateful Dead, Sabbath, things like this, where it's shocking to me that you guys are half my age or even a little bit less than half my age. You're finding these bands from the 80s. Like you guys are making modern thrash, which is incredible. So kind of like, who got you guys into some of this music? Was it parents, friends? Who got you guys into some of this music that even is older than I am?
So for me, how it kind of started was I got into more like classic rock stuff. I was listening to just a lot of that classic rock and whatnot, and kind of like yacht rock stuff. And then my dad was like, "I think you'll like Van Halen." So he puts on Van Halen. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And from there, I'm just like, keep just showing me music, like just keep showing me music, please. And he kept showing me music, and at some point, like I just started looking into it myself, and I started getting into more heavier stuff, and it kind of just keeps going. I'm still getting into new music. I've tapped into the 818 scene for hardcore, so I'm keep trying to learn as much about music. But a lot of influences, especially for this, was big one would be Sepultura. Definitely the big four for us, for all four of us when we were writing the record. But our influences have changed over time. It'll be projected in some new stuff that we plan on releasing soon. But yeah, for me, it was just really the classic thrash stuff I got into, and it's just from looking at other bands and going on Spotify and saying, okay, bands you might like, I'm gonna give it a shot, and it just kept growing. And I think it's around the same for the other guys. We like to say we're on the same wavelength all the time, because there'd be like times we get to practice and one of us will be like, dude, we got to show you this new song that I found on Spotify. It's so cool. And we're like, I just found this yesterday or something. And we'll like all talk about it, and we just love doing that, just showing each other music.
I did, and that's the thing too. It's incredible. There's so much music out there. I mean, I found a lot of bands through streaming as well, because it's like I do this thing, like I told you, their spotlight feature, and it's amazing to be able to find a whole lot of bands. Also, if you hear howling, I apologize. My dog is in the front, and there's probably a UPS driver somewhere that he's got to protect the house from. But you guys worked with William Duvall. I want to obviously ask you about the song since we're playing it next week, but. Dude, you guys got to work with somebody who's legendary in William Duvall and Alice in Chains, a band that was massive when I was, really, really young. Just what was it like overall, just working with him? I imagine it's thrilling, it's exciting, but just overall working with him in the studio.
At first, we were all kind of just nervous because we were like, whoa, this guy's like real, like he means business. But
Understandable. Yeah.
yeah, but he's such a nice guy and just like such a real guy that like it was so easy to get along with him, and he shares the passion for music that you could connect on that. So like we were able to just connect all of us with him instantly, just while like trying to get creative and whatnot. And he taught us all like different things for our instruments while recording. Like for him being a guitar player, he definitely taught me a lot of cool stuff about gear and the recording process and what to do moving forward with things like gear and whatnot. That I learned that lesson through him. Our singer Sean said he learned so much when they were recording vocals just from a vocalist to vocalist type of thing. And I mean, I don't know how much someone like Cam, our drummer, learns from William, but all of us, I could definitely say, learned a lot about the recording process and kind of what goes into it, especially recording on tape, which was a lot different, a lot more difficult. We had to be really dialed in because you mess up and you got to start over, and there's not really like second chances. So we had to be dialed in. And he taught us to just be kind of locked in and get the work done, and then we could celebrate after. And we did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was the thing too, reading up on you guys a little bit, you use analog tape on this. Pro Tools is such a massive thing for bands these days. There's so many layers, like what a lot of bands doing, and this is kind of why you guys have your kind of own avenue out there, which is awesome. I think, if you listen to a lot of bands right now, you can tell who's grunge influenced, who's new metal influenced. You guys have your thing. Why did you want to do analog? Is it just you just love the old school feeling of it, or what was the biggest reasons, I guess, for wanting to say, hey, analog, we want to go this route? There's no computers in this, there's no Pro Tools, like you said, there's no pausing, we can delete this little section out here and go with it. What was the reasoning for going the route that you guys did?
So it was really more about just the sounds that we wanted to encapsulate with the music and with the record. That we were thinking, all of us were thinking about every little detail going into it of what we wanted to record on and how we wanted to do it just for our sound. And we were thinking about it, and we try to, get William's opinion too. And William was really on board with kind of getting a tape machine in there and getting tape, and talking to him about it. We're like, we think this will be really the move, because what he was saying it would be like is exactly what we were envisioning. And we weren't as familiar with tape at the time.
Okay.
So we kind of learned all about it really just recording. And, at this point, I think I know how to, if someone asked me to record them on tape, like I could run that tape machine just watching them go back and forth so much. But yeah, I learned a lot more than I thought while we were in the studio about it. And it turned out perfect for what we wanted. And I'm so happy that we listened to William for that. We gave his idea a shot, because it ended up being exactly what we were looking for.
And I think the sound that you guys have, I think that's the best way to go, because when you have, you don't want to sound too clean. You want it to be rigid. You want it to be hitting you. So I think you guys went the good route with this. Do you guys want to continue doing that? Obviously you're getting your career started. There's a whole lot ahead. Do you want to continue when you have new stuff that you eventually release, put out? Do you want to continue with the analog side of things, or is it like, hey, we're kind of open to everything?
We are open to everything, and we definitely did enjoy recording on tape and how it sounded. But I think we'd also like to try, recording on computer just to hear how it sounds. And I think that's how we're going to go into it, to try out for some of these new songs. But, we might end up going on tape again or not. It really just depends on the situation at the time when we record.
Yeah, it makes sense. Stronger Than Stone is the single that you guys are putting out to radio right now. And I believe it's the first song you guys have put out to radio. You guys had a couple singles out before the Blindside record came out here over the summer. What do you want me to know about the song? What is something? I'll leave it really open to you, whether you want to take whatever viewpoint you want to take it from, whether it's yours as a guitarist on this, or kind of what you guys wanted to convey with the song. What would you like our listeners to know about this track we're going to be playing here next week?
Fun fact, this song was written there was a last song we wrote on the record,
Okay.
and it wasn't even supposed to be on the record because of how late into how close to when we were going to record and when we wrote it. Like, it was so close to each other, maybe like a month before we went to record. And we're like, we don't know if we're going to record it. And we wrote it in like one day while William was kind of just like in Florida with us, just like watching us rehearse and stuff. And me and Cameron just like, we wrote that little intro and we're like, we got to finish. This is so cool. And then we wrote that breakdown at the end, which was just like, for us, that's made it, I think, for all of us, our favorite song on the record, just because of that breakdown at the end. And we love that.
It's funny because I feel like you have these stories every once in a while when it comes to like some of the classic rock bands too. Like, oh, it became the fan favorite song. What was the last one we wrote for the record? Like, or sometimes in record companies would be like, hey, we need something for the radio, and it somehow turns out to be a big hit for them. So it is your guys' favorite song, like kind of universal, kind of your favorite song on the record.
Yeah, and I'd say it's probably our favorite to play too, because that one, like, we all just share like an energy during that song, especially when that breakdown kicks, this little bell at the end. We're just like, it's awesome.
I love that. That's sweet. You mentioned when you guys play, obviously, the guys are in college right now. You've got a few more months here for high school. I don't know this. I'm curious of your answer for touring, for whatnot, because you're the first person in high school I've ever interviewed for a band, which is sweet. That guys as young as yourselves are taking this music, you're going with it, because you can never, in my mind, you can never have too many bands in rock and metal. What do touring plans for you guys? What do you want to do?
I can't say too much right now.
Okay.
But what I can say is that the summer is going to be pretty good for us and pretty big for us when it comes to shows. Tour wise, like, the summer is just our spot right now since I'm still in school. But luckily we're all like, I'm also going into college in the fall, and they're all like doing it on like during fall. So it doesn't like conflict any scheduling or anything. So the summer we're just going, full steam ahead. Just we're going to be playing shows. I can't say too much, but there will be, some stuff this summer for us.
Okay. No, that's good, dude. Yeah, whatever you can share is great. Whatever you can't, definitely understandable. Did you guys just all meet in high school then? Were you guys all in band class together or anything like that, or kind of how this come about?
So I've known Sean, our singer, for a long time. I met him and Sebastian, but I met Sebastian much later at this place called School of Rock that I used to basically take, like, when I first started playing music, I actually started playing piano. And I would take piano lessons there, and like they'd put you in a group with people to play like songs as a band. And as I kept going there, I eventually met Sean, and we connected like instantly because we were super big Rush fans. So we would just nerd out about like prog music. And he was the first guy that I ever got into a band with before all of this, because we would just find any time to play Rush songs. And that's kind of how we connected. And then later on, I met Sebi at the same place. And we basically just asked him, like, with our old guitarist, we're like, hey, you want to be in the band? We're playing like some metal stuff. And he was like, yes. Because he was like, I've been looking for this. And I'm like, you're like, yeah, cool. And then Cam, I met at school, our drummer.
Awesome.
I met him in a guitar class I was in freshman year. So he was basically, it was very funny to us though, because the whole year, like, I sat on this side and he sat on that side, and our entire relationship was just like, I would play like songs that we thought were funny on guitar. I'd play like the Weezer lick or something like that.
Okay.
And then he'd laugh, and that was it. We just go back and forth, and then we go to have practice together, like, and we just never talked in class besides that. But we're, it was just very funny to us. Yeah, but that's how I met all of them.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you guys have any of your teachers coming out to shows at all? Has this happened yet for you guys? Any classmates, any teachers coming out supporting the music?
Not that I know. I know about like friends my age, yes. I don't know about teachers that might be like undercover or something.
Okay.
Because I didn't see any yet. But a lot of my teachers do definitely know about the band, because I had to have like a parent-teacher conference because I was like late all the time, or I had to leave early, and they're like, "Why is he never here?" And my parents are like, "He's got to do something." So Now they know.
Okay, that's good. Have any of them supported you in any of this, or are they metal fans at all? I don't think I had many rock and metal fans. Like I was big into rock when I was probably about 12, 13 years old, and then all through high school. I don't think any of my teachers were ever big fans of it. But any of your teachers fans of rock and metal that you're aware of?
I mean, yeah, definitely one of my teachers this year, my astronomy teacher, Mr. Jeter. I have a very funny picture of him,
Nice,
literally head to toe chain Saint merch because he just loves it.
nice.
And he tells it to like every one of his students. He's like, check out this band. This guy's in my class. And I'm like, thanks, Mr. Jeter. But yeah, there's a lot of my teachers that are definitely like, like that music. So
That's awesome. That's a rare thing, dude. Especially when you got a teacher like that wears your guy's stuff. Like that's incredible. Like that's awesome. That you've got teachers that support that. I mean, I have some friends who are teachers. They teach way younger than obviously the grade that you're in. But it's awesome that they champion you guys for that stuff. That's sweet. I'll have to get you. You'll have. Dude, when you guys like start playing massive festivals and stuff, you'll have to get them pit passes so you can come and wear all your guys' stuff and everything.
Yeah, Mr. Jeter will be backstage. That's for sure.
There you go. Awesome. What do you guys have? What are you able to share when it comes to new music? Obviously, you guys had a record come out back in August. Kind of what are you guys working on right now, and kind of what the next steps for when it comes to new music?
I'll say a few things. One of like stuff that we're going to be releasing soon. We've been playing one of them live. So if you've been at any of the shows, you might recognize it. But that will be that. All I'll say is a few songs will be coming out in short future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything going to be on any other video games? I know you guys had one as well. It was on WWE 2K24. Picked up one of your guys' songs for the trailer. The trailer did for some of their content. Are you a video game fan at all? Are you a gamer?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What are some of your favorite games?
I'm trying to get back into Fallout just because I've been.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing New Vegas. Recently, this may sound embarrassing, but maybe it'll make sense because I'm young. I've gotten back into playing Pokemon.
Okay.
So
nothing wrong with that. I mean, when Pokemon Go was a big thing a few years ago, dude, people my age, older, everybody's taking their kids out for it. So no, you're good, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I play some of the games that you have to be like in a specific fan base for. Like another game I'd be playing is like this Dragon Ball game because I've been rewatching it all over again. So recently those games, but I'm a big video game guy for sure. All of us are. We've been playing some Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
If you could have your music in one upcoming video game franchise, which one would it be?
Oh, I got to think about that.
I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or not either. You guys obviously in WWE 2K24, like the one sport out there that actually will support rock and metal, you guys are part of, which is pretty sweet. But you get overall have your music in one video game franchise. Which one are you going with?
See, we had this conversation once, and I can't remember what we all came up with now. It was so perfect too. I don't know. Well, I mean, it'd definitely be a success if we got our music into something like Fortnite. Because, like, if you're in Fortnite, you kind of just made it, I feel like. So, for now, that'll be my answer. But, man, I wish I remembered what we were talking about.
Dude, next time you and I chat, if you think about it, we'll roll into it. Is Fortnite still a big thing? I played once, like, a few years ago. I was terrible, and I just did not continue with it. I was awful. I
mean, it's definitely a big – I don't really play it anymore. But – it's definitely still a big thing. They have like a lot of people playing because they brought back like the old version of the game where when people used to play. So I guess it's still like a big deal.
Okay. And Ethan, one final question I have for you. Ask everybody the first time they come on. So I used to live up in Wisconsin and ran a rock station up there. And this was a blog at one point, but it was about your favorite no skip albums of all time, your favorite complete records. Which I'm curious for your answer because you guys taking a lot of influence from thrash in the 80s and whatnot, obviously time when albums were huge. Do you still listen to full length albums? And then again, all right. So some of your favorite no skips then, some of your favorite no skip albums of all time, you just put a record on, an album on, a CD on, and start to finish, you're not skipping one song.
You want just one?
You can give me as many as you want. You want to do 1, 5, 10, 3?
It's so hard to choose for me because I listen to music. Like I just put records on throughout the day. So I'll go through the day and just listen to like 9 or 10 records through the whole way while I'm in school. And
Okay.
I don't know what to choose. I definitely have to say Dirt by Alice in Chains.
Okay.
That's a no skip. What else? Any Rush album for me, no skip.
Okay.
Like perfect. And a third one, I guess, Arise by Sepultura. That whole record. That was a big no skip for me.
All right, that's awesome. Again, man, you guys, Stronger Than Stone, Blindside, the track going to be on the Art Spotlights next week, the 19th. So a week from Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning, clock in the morning for us, 9:30 for you guys. Ethan, where can everybody follow the band? They want to follow you guys' social media. So when you can share new music, you can share tour dates, and if you want to buy merch from you guys, help support the band, where can everybody get all that stuff done?
Cool. Awesome.
So, oh yeah, you guys go ahead, plug your website, everything.
Oh, you were saying. I thought you were saying.
Oh
you were
yeah.
going to that.
Oh no,
yeah,
no, you go ahead, man. You tell me where everybody can plug you in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just Chain Saint Official on Instagram is like really where everything is.
Okay.
Yeah, just I'd say follow the Instagram and check out the Spotify. Those are our two biggest, most active spots for us.
Awesome. You guys have merch. What's the website as well for you guys? And you guys have merch up there, long sleeves, everything, man. People want to buy stuff from you guys, man. We're going to get that done too.
Just chainsaint.com.
Awesome.
So yeah, on the website you'll see the merch.
There you go. So if you like what you hear next week, support the guys. Help the college fund, whatever they need, and touring and everything that kind of comes about. So Ethan, appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.